Hi, my name is Corey Wadine, and today my partners Amy Storrs and Tyler Tucker and I are going to be going over Chapter 17, Integrate Hypothesis-Driven Development and A&B Testing into Our Daily Work. Now, we're first going to begin with the introduction. We're going to go a little bit over the history of Intuit, the review of A&B testing, integrate A/B testing into our feature testing, integrate A/B testing into your release, and integrate A/B testing into your feature planning. Now we're going to begin first with Scott Cook and the Intuit case study. Scott Cook is a very, very intelligent leader. He's not just a boss, but he's a leader. And I say that because Intuit is a company that is very demanding. It is a company that deals with creating financial management solutions to simplify small businesses, consumers, and accounting professionals' lives. Now, Scott Cook, he's the founder of Intuit, and he said, instead of focusing on the boss's vote, the emphasis is getting real people to really behave in real experiments and basing your decision on that. Now, what that meant was that he wanted his employees to be as innovative as possible. He wanted a company that would thrive on innovation and the employees' motivation to create something new. However, he wanted this to be something that was high performing. He didn't want it to take years and years to experiment on a certain item or project. So he highlights the notion that the period when experimentation has the highest value is during peak traffic seasons. Now, what that means is the company, once it saw that an experiment was working and doing something that could save them money and build higher revenue, they went with it. That leads us on to a brief history of the A&B testing. So, A&B testing is a response to marketing. Now, there's something called mass marketing and something called brand marketing. In previous times or in past history, it took forever to get a response to a marketing campaign, and that was because there was flyers, postal mail, and word of mouth, or even maybe just calling and trying to do marketing over the telephone. Now, if there was an error, oh gosh, that took weeks to retract and to fix the mistake. So this new marketing techniques really fixed that issue. Now, experiments were performed to determine which offer had the highest conversion rates. They experimented with modifying and adapting the offer, rewording the offer, varying the copywriting styles, and design and typography of the offer. This now gave us different opinions or different ways that we can see how the marketing was being produced. A well-documented case of A&B testing includes fundraising or internet marketing and things like that. We get a quick response. So that's just a small thing about the history of A&B testing. Next, I'm going to pass it on to Amy Storrs, and she's going to talk about integrating A&B testing into our feature testing. Go ahead, Amy, take it away.
Thanks, Corey. So as we look at integrating the A/B testing into our future testing, we have to kind of understand more about what A/B testing is. So it's also known as online controlled experiments or split tests. Split tests are because the most common type of A/B testing involves website versioning. So visitor A can see version A of the website, and visitor B can see version B of the website, so that when they tally all the results, they can see which website version most of their visitors preferred, so they get the best results. So this can also include multivariable testing, so you can be running multiple variables at the same time, so you can see what your visitors prefer and what is actually going to gain you the most success on the website. And when we're looking at success, you would think you would want to test during low time so you wouldn't have a bad impact. But it's actually been found that peak traffic time is the best time to get the highest value out of your testing. So next we're going to look at integrating the A/B testing into our release, which is actually not possible until we have our infrastructure in place. But once that infrastructure is in place, our ability to quickly change our production deployment on demand is what's really going to help us deliver that most multiple versions of code simultaneously. So things like testing products that are like this are things like Google Analytics, which most people are very familiar with. And the A/B testing creates a way so that we can verify which features and which updates are producing the best results for us. So once we've done that, we actually need to move to the next step, which is integrating the A/B testing into our future planning, which actually going to require a little bit of a mind shift by the product owners, because they need to think about this feature more as a hypothesis. They need to prove this hypothesis is either going to be useful, or see that while it looked great on paper, maybe it didn't work so well on the website. So to do this, we just realize that we believe in whatever hypothesis we have come up to. So maybe we believe that adding the color red to our website will help. So we can see that this result should maybe increase sales or increase the traffic to our website. So we have confidence to proceed with this permanent change when we see 20% of our traffic has been increased possibly. So we have to know what we believe, what result we're expecting, and what needs to happen for us to have confidence to move forward with this change. And in order to accomplish this the best way, we actually need to have smaller units working together so that each unit can deliver their maximum code and their goals, so that when all of it comes together, the bigger group will accomplish the overall goal that was originally stated. And with that, we will let Tyler finish up for us.
All right, next we're going to talk about the case study for Yahoo Answers, called Doubling Revenue Growth Through Fast Release Cycle Experimentation at Yahoo Answers in 2010. So in 2009, Yahoo Answers had a lot of competition with other companies. They had Quora, Stack Exchange, and a few others with these forums competing to answer questions. And at the time, they had a pretty wide audience, but they started to hit a plateau and their growth was slow. And they weren't really sure what was going on. So they see a lot of these other companies at the time started doing a lot more experimenting, even 2 times a week sometimes. And so they decided to increase their experimenting more often, increasing their customer feedback, which allowed them to make better changes faster and deploy quickly. And it was more up to date than ever. They were able to increase their monthly visits by 72%. User engagement and revenue all increased very quickly. In conclusion, we must deploy software quickly and out-experiment our competition to run these, make sure we have the right metrics, to make sure that we're running the right tests often enough so that we have up-to-date information about our client base, instead of running it on outdated information from months ago. Or hypothesis-driven development, defining and measuring our customer acquisition funnel, and A/B testing are all important tools and methods that we need to use. Fast feedback means faster ability to make changes and deploy.